Hey there, welcome to Coaching with Tally, giving you a quick tip on anti-aging today. We are in a series all about finding joy in the journey. Today we're going to get into how to reset, really like what do you do on those hard days that are really challenging. We're going to look a little bit at the neuroscience around stress and what it does and how to shift into a place that out of stress and into a place of joy so that you can have more joy in life is a huge part of it. And it actually, at a neurological level, at a biochemistry level, will support you in anti-aging. So it's fascinating how we are so integrated in our body, soul, mind, and spirit. We're going to get into some things today that'll support you in not aging, in your stress levels, and into creating just joy in the journey of this life that we're in. My name's Tally. I'm a life and personal development coach, and I work with leaders to create lives of overflowing impact in the world that are centered in a place of joy. I am all about getting you aligned to who it is you most truly are, get you firing on all cylinders, and get you creating a life that you love living so that you can be in overflow and impact the lives of others. So today we're learning how to reset. So all of us have challenges, all of us have stress, all of us have things that come into our life that create that stressful place. We're talking a little bit about what is going on internally in your body from like a chemistry standpoint and what that does. And we all have things that we really just don't want that creates. And so we're going to get into a little bit of that. Talking about resetting. So our body actually, this is a fascinating fact, cannot tell the difference like at a physical level between stress and excitement. And so there's a quick tip, a shift to get into something quickly that I think is really going to support you guys. So to enjoy the journey of your life, it is critical to learn how to shift when you get stressed and overwhelmed, which we all do. You can't live life without having stress or overwhelm at times. And so what we do with it is really significant, and I really want to come alongside you and support you today in that. So today we're going to look at the effects of prolonged stress. We all have moments of stress, but when we get into these seasons of prolonged stress, some of the neuroscience behind this, I'll talk a little bit about how to shift. So the effects of stress, irritability, we've talked about this some before, but irritability, anxiety, we have so much anxiety in our culture these days, depression, headaches, insomnia, the increase of adrenaline and cortisol, which actually cause us to age faster. We're going to get into that a little bit. So Nobel Prize winning neuroscientist Elizabeth Blackwell, she's new to me, but she's been doing work around stress, and I think it's pronounced Elissa Epple. She's a psychologist who studies the effects of stress, and they've been working together to support people on how to handle stress. I'm reading a book called The Book of Joy right now, and this is how I got introduced to these two. Great book, by the way, as a side note. It looks at taking two different religions, leaders of two different religions, and basically recording a conversation that they have about how to bring more joy into life for people. It's fascinating. It's really cool. So they conducted, this Elissa Epple and Elizabeth Blackburn have conducted extensive research about telomeres. And this is new to me. I love brain science. I kind of geek out on it. I think it's fun. Telomeres are like caps at the end of your DNA, and this is the aging part you might be interested in. So it works a little bit like, let me show you this. So the end of can you see this? The end of a shoelace, how it has that plastic kind of cap around it, and it keeps it from fraying. That's what telomeres do. And when we get into a lot of stress, it actually deteriorates those and causes the end of our DNA to fray. And what that does is create aging. So if we can limit our stress, it'll limit the deterioration of the telomeres and keep those longer and protect you at a cellular level for a lot longer. So it's fascinating, I think. I think sometimes just having these pictures, like what we're doing when we're in stress, we're actually aging ourselves. That's why you can see some 40-year-olds that look like they're 60. I mean, there are multiple factors, but one of them for sure is stress. And sometimes you can see 60-year-olds that look like they're 40. It's just fascinating. A lot of it plays into like how we handle stress, what we do with stress when it comes into our life, how many strategies we have on board to cope with stress. And so I'm really here to support you in having more strategies for coping with stress in your life. So the telomeres telomere lengths shorten with age, and also stress will accelerate that process. So when we get into a place where we're stressed, we often have one or two responses. Either we succumb to it and we just spiral into more and more stress around it, and then sometimes we do this whole like denial thing, like we just pretend like it's not there. Neither of which actually is helpful. So I've got something for you that I think will be more supportive. So rather than denying the feeling entirely and telling yourself just it's fine, calm down, there is a way to shift what's going on. So the first step in it is just to notice what is going on in your body. So our body will give us signs that it's feeling stressed. Sometimes dry mouth, sometimes increased heart. You can feel your heart beating faster, shallow breath, sweaty palms. They're indicators that you can key in and just start noticing, okay, I'm in a place of stress right now. My body is feeling stressed. So when you notice that, a lot of times what you can do is, because we're so integrated, our mind, our soul, our body, our spirit, when you get clues from your body that stress is happening, sometimes you can just feel it too, muscle tension. Sometimes you're aware of it, sometimes you're not. But if you start noticing that, go, okay, I'm feeling stressed right now, and not freaking out about that. Just go, okay, my body's giving me indicators. It's like the dashboard we talk about sometimes. The lights on your dashboard are going off and letting you know something needs attention. And so just noticing, okay, I'm feeling stressed right now, and keying into what it is that's creating that. You might be super keyed into what is creating that, or you might be like, okay, there's like some underlying thought patterns that I'm having subconsciously even that are creating stress for me, or you might be really keyed into it. Whichever. See if you can connect to why it is you're feeling stressed. And if you can reinterpret that event from something that is like, I'm so stressed by this, and you're feeling really, really out of control by it, because of it, and shifting it into something that you can get excited about. So your body internally does not know the difference. It's a lot of the same reactions physically when you're excited about something and when you're really stressed by something. Your body often does the same kinds of things. So maybe you're getting ready to go on a first date and you're really excited about meeting this person you've been connecting with or talking to, or maybe you're excited for something that's going on at work. You might have some of those same symptoms going on in your body as if you're afraid of losing your job, or you're afraid of having a confrontation with someone, or something else that's stressing you out, something that you're feeling really out of control by. If you can go, okay, you know what, this is actually a gift to me. If you can look at the situation that is stressing you out, that you're feeling really out of control about, and you can frame it in a way that it is actually, there's some blessing for you in it. Like, okay, I'm gonna learn something here that I don't already know. I'm gonna grow in a way that is really, this is exciting. I'm actually gonna grow through this. I'm actually gonna learn something through this. There are, a lot of times I'll ask this question when there's something stressful coming up. I'm like, okay, how is this perfectly designed to give me something I would not have gotten otherwise? And that question just steers my brain into a direction of like proactively looking for the positive in a situation and positioning me to be in this place of receiving something good, rather than just having to be in resistance to whatever it is that's going on. So it's a slight shift, but it really does make a difference. And you might not get there like instantly, and this is something that practicing you get better and better at, but it really does help. If you can go, okay, how is this exciting? How is this actually, how can this be a positive for me? And when you get into that place, and you don't have to resist, you can lean into it instead of like resisting it. And the resistance is a lot of what creates the stress for us, when we just keep telling ourselves like, I have to fight this, you're in that fight or flight state. And so if you can shift yourself out of that state and go, okay, like there's a gift in this, there's something that's positive for me. So just by paying attention to your body, noticing when you're stressed, and using the power of your thought to create a more empowering interpretation of the situation, it can support you incredibly. It'll slow down those telomeres from deteriorating, and will help you at a cellular level, help you at a mental level. You'll feel less out of control, will help you just be able to come into more of a place of peace. And I hope that supports you today. Our thought life is so powerful, and the more that we train our brain and steer it into where it is we want to end up, the more powerful just results you're going to have. So it'll bring you to more peace, more into creating a life of joy, enjoying this journey along the way. So I hope that blesses you. Hope that's supportive for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And today, pick one thing that you're feeling stressed about and see if you can't shift it into finding something that is a gift in it, so that you feel less resistant and more embracing and receiving of something good. So blessings. We'll see you again tomorrow.